Once upon a time, in a land where football was more than just a game, where it could stir the skies and make the earth tremble, there was a legendary match that no one could ever quite confirm really happened. It was a match between two teams, the mighty warriors of Ghana and the spirited sons of India. A match that, over the years, became nothing more than a childhood tale, a dream whispered from one generation to another. It started on a day when the sun seemed a little too bright, and the air shimmered with an energy that felt like magic. If only you believed in it. The teams lined up on the field, and the spectators, those who could still remember, said the crowd was more than just a sea of faces. They swore it was alive, pulsating with excitement, with every heartbeat sinking to the rhythm of the game. The match began with a slow, steady pace, almost like the calm before a storm. The ball was passed between the players, Ghana's strong defenders and India's nimble attackers dancing on the green pitch. But something was off, something that none could have predicted, not even the oldest of storytellers. India's captain, a man named Arav, had a secret so ancient it had been passed down through his ancestors, who had kept the art hidden in the deepest corners of the Himalayas. Arav knew that with a single gesture, a single whisper, he could summon the magic of the game itself. His feet, they said, could strike the ball not just with power, but with a force beyond reason. It was in the 10th minute when Arav made his move. With a wave of his hand, he called upon the magic. The ball suddenly glowed, as if the sun itself had taken root inside it, and with that, the Indian team began to score. First it was just 1, then 2, then 3, until the goals came in rapid succession, a blur of light and sound. By half-time, India had scored 100 goals. Yes, you read that correctly. 100 goals, the crowd gasped. Some even fainted. Ghana's players stood frozen, staring in disbelief, as if they were trapped inside a dream they couldn't wake from. The referee. No one really knew what to say. How could you stop magic? And yet Ghana's captain, Kwame, refused to give up. He was not just a football player. He was a warrior of spirit, a symbol of his people's strength. With every goal India scored, Kwame's determination grew. He rallied his team, shouting words of courage and defiance. They would not be humiliated. No, not today. It was in the second half, with the score sitting at 100-0, that Kwame had a vision. It came to him like a dream he couldn't shake. The ball, glowing faintly in the center of the field, held the key. He needed to believe beyond reason, beyond magic, beyond the absurdity of the situation. He believed in the heart of the game, in the spirit of his ancestors who had fought for their land. And so, he did something no one expected. Kwame sprinted toward the ball, and with every ounce of strength, he kicked it, not with magic, but with sheer willpower. His boot connected with the ball, sending it soaring toward the goalpost like a comet. The entire stadium fell silent. The ball spun through the air, and just when it seemed like it would miss, it swerved, grazing the edge of the net, and thwack! It went in. The crowd erupted. Ghana had scored. One single goal, but what a goal it was. It was as though time had slowed down for a moment, just for Kwame. It wasn't just a goal, it was a declaration, a shout into the heavens that no matter what, you never give up. But there was a twist, a cruel one. As Kwame ran toward his teammates, fists clenched in triumph, a strange heaviness settled in his chest. His teammates, too, were cheering, but their voices had an odd echo, as if they were not truly there. Then it hit him. In his rush to score, in his desperation to equalize, he had done something that no one could explain. His goal had erased the magic. The 100 goals vanished into thin air, like they had never happened. But at what cost? Kwame felt it, a sudden sharp pain in his chest. He had scored not just for his team, but for something deeper, something that had come at a price. The Indian team, realizing what had occurred, stood motionless. Arav looked at Kwame, eyes filled with something that wasn't just respect, but a hint of sorrow. The magic had been undone, but at a cost no one could understand. The game ended not with a victory, but with a silence that hung heavy in the air. The crowd, though excited, whispered among themselves. Did it really happen? They wondered. Was it all a dream, a tale passed down like the legends of old? And so, the story of that match between Ghana and India lived on like a fable, a childhood tale that no one truly believed, but everyone swore had happened. No one could confirm the details, but the legend endured. Was it magic, or simply the power of the human spirit? Perhaps in the end, it didn't matter, because in the hearts of those who remembered, that match would always be remembered as the greatest game ever played. A game not just of goals, but of dreams.